Hello everyone, welcome to the Automate Factory. This is Hemant and we are going to discuss about Selenium in this video. Whenever we talk about automation testing, Selenium is very common name which comes to our mind. So Selenium is basically an API which is application programming interface which have inbuilt library for classes and methods to interact with the user interface like web pages and websites. And one more thing is there that it is very specific for to test web-based applications only. Like it is not meant for any desktop application testing or any other type of testing. So let's move to why choose for Selenium over any other tool in the market or API like UFT, Catalan, Test Cafe, etc. So Selenium is an open source library which is easily available. So you can download it from its website. This website name is selenium.dev and it was previously seleniumhq.org. So here you can get this website and go to download here, and you can see a Selenium version 3.141.59 stable version is there of Selenium. So you can just download this binding from there here, or you have other options as well, like whichever language you have chosen. So you can go for downloading that specific binding from here as well. Like if you are using Ruby, then you can go for this, and for Java, you can get it from here. Similarly with other languages. So Selenium is very much stable and backed by Google team. So we can rely over it. This is one more reason. So, and talking about its history, the Selenium was originally developed by Jason Huggins as JavaScript test runner in 2004 as an internal tool in a company named ThoughtWorks. So he must be facing some kind of manual efforts he was doing on daily basis. So to overcome that kind of daily challenges, he comes up with a solution to it, which was Selenium 1.0. Later on, in 2007, everybody appreciated his work, and later on, work started working over it. And Simon Stewart developed WebDriver, an improved version of Selenium, you can see. And in 2009, both the project were merged to a new project as Selenium WebDriver, or you can say Selenium 2.0. So today in the market, there is a 3.141.59 is a stable version available, and you can see like Selenium 4 is also available in the alpha version, initial version. So you can check out this as well. So moving to the features of Selenium. So Selenium supports all major languages like Java, C Sharp, PHP, Python, Ruby, JavaScript, etc. So whichever language one is comfortable with can download its binding from Selenium website and start using in their projects. Like I have shown it before. Here are the links where you can download the binding from. So Selenium supports all famous browsers like Google Chrome, Firefox, Internet Explorer, Safari, Opera. So cross-browser testing is also possible with the help of Selenium, like in different companies, or you can say users can use any type of browser whichever he or she is comfortable with. So the tester must be testing their specific application in different browsers. So here Selenium can help us. So coming to the third point, like it supports multiple platforms as well, like whichever script we have written in any of the platform, like for example we have written in Microsoft Windows, so that specific script can be used in Linux or on Mac or on Solaris. So let's discuss about the flavors of Selenium, or you can say the different versions of Selenium we have. The first one is Selenium IDE. The second one is Selenium RC, which is remote control. The third one is Selenium WebDriver, and the fourth one is Selenium Grid. We will be discussing these one by one. Selenium IDE is Integrated Development Environment, which is a tool of Selenium Suite with record and playback feature. So it is an add-on to Firefox and extension to Chrome. Let me show you this as well. Like I have already downloaded it, or you can search here as well, Selenium IDE. So you can download it from the Chrome Web Store. Here it is a remove button, or if you have not downloaded it, it will be like add to Chrome. So you can add it here, as an extension. So here it is. Um, we have to, if in case we have to test anything, so we need to just click here, record a new test, and give any name. Like we will be testing some steps in Google. Here we have to give the URL. So whatever thing I'm going to uh, process in this window is being recorded by Selenium ID, as you can see over here. So if it's a search for so all these steps will be recorded, as you can see here, and so these are the commands which I have recently performed, like open. I have resized the window, type Java tutorial over there, and press enter. Then I clicked a link. Then I did multiple things like mouse over a link. So all these command I have performed on the Google, and I can save this, or you can rename this whatever you want, like test one, anything you, whatever you want to name it. And you can also export this, like we are whichever language we have chosen, we can go for that. Like for example, we are going to use Java, then I will be checking this and exporting. So we can just get it here, like test one, test all, new Java code, anything which I want to write. So this is the code, uh, automatically generated code by IDE, and we can directly use this code in our projects. So this is quite useful in case if we are not able to identify any type of web element. So this could be helpful in that case. But for major big frameworks, we are not using it much. It is very much specific to uh, limited scopes only, and it is an add-on to Firefox as well. We can search it here. Oh, Selenium IDE. Firefox. Oh, it was already there in the previous screen. So here you can just click over here and add it to your Firefox as well, and it will work similarly as we did in Chrome. So here its add-on will be located here. Okay, got it. So here comes the icon of it. Similar way as we did in Chrome, we'll be doing it in Firefox as well. So second one is the Selenium RC, which is also called remote control. It's a library with a class named default Selenium, which includes set of different methods. So let me show you that as well. So if we choose, for example, Java as our coding language, so I will be checking out its library here in the API docs. Similarly, if you are using some other language, you can go and check it from API docs. So I'm clicking on this, the Java one, and we discuss about the default Selenium. So here's default Selenium. So this class default Selenium has different methods available, like add script, add selection. Let's big list of methods available. Let me give you some examples. Uh, it has a method name start, which was there to launch a browser, open with a parameter called URL, which was allowed, which is for opening a URL. Get title is there to get the title of the web page. Click to click any object on the web page. Type type into any input box. So like this, there are so many methods available which you can see here. So this was used to uh, automate the websites. So let's discuss the google.com only, or any of the website you can pick. Like this is the input box we talk about. So here you can search anything. So you will be entering this using this method type to enter any value over here. And for searching, for clicking this, you will be using click method, which we discussed. So by using these type of methods, you can automate this web page. Or there are so many links over here and other things. So each and every web element we used to call these can be automated with the help of RC, but it was quite a limited library. Because of the limited library and other things, it was deprecated. So as we discussed, it is used to automate UI tests for web application against any HTTP websites. Like we took example of Google. It is independent to browser languages and operating systems, and it is completely dependent on JavaScript. So as we discussed earlier too, test cases can be created with any language, can be run on any browsers or platform, and the JavaScript thing we will be discussing in the next slide. So how Selenium RC works? In order to automate web elements, one need to locate those elements uniquely on the web pages. So as I showed on google.com, one needs to identify those elements like I've shown, input box, button, everything uniquely within the web page, and just need to handle them to automate things. To locate a specific web element, RC injects JavaScript code and bring back some unique ID or locator with value to further perform automation over it. So what it was doing, like sending a set of code which was written in JavaScript, and it get interacted with the browser code, and basically sending a request to get a unique ID from it, and just to handle it and getting it, and later on performing any actions over it. So Selenium standalone server is required to be started initially to just to just before executing the set of script we have written. So for that we talk about set standalone server. Then we need to write in the command prompt like java jar selenium server.java. So this statement we are going to write in the command prompt. So why Selenium RC is no more? I mean, so as you can see, a deprecated term is being written below every methods we have. So it is no more supported by Selenium now, um, as having so many challenges which the user was facing. So why it is no more? Let's discuss about it. So the JavaScript we talk about makes the execution of test cases slower. The JavaScript code interact with like Firefox browser code, which is written in C++ and other languages. So when there is language difference between two identities, the interaction time gets lower. So the second point is like it doesn't work on bulk identification of similar web elements. Like taking an example. So taking an example of this website. So this website shows me a list of checkboxes which can be checked one by one manually. So in case we want to automate this and want to check them together, or missing, skipping one like this, or any other way as per the requirement. So it will be difficult for the RC to automate this as in a bulk, as they must be sharing similar type of ID or which we were talking about. But RC will be picking each and every web element one by one, irrespective of any common names it have. So this was not correct, and it was very much time consuming. So many web elements were not covered in automation because of the limited library. Like so many things comes up as in the latest market, and it was not able to cover them. So this is a list, very much limited list it has, which was performing very limited actions over it, and rest of the things which are left, we were doing it manually, and it was taking so much time as well. And coming to the next point, it is not supported by Internet Explorer, which is being called as a very much secured web browser, and it as it restricts JavaScript injections, which RC basically based on. So above reasons makes RC get deprecated, as I've shown you, or vanished, or not in use, or not supported by Selenium, and it is being replaced by Selenium WebDriver. So let's move to the next version, which is being used in the market now. WebDriver was introduced to overcome the problem faced in RC, like JavaScript injection. So we don't need to start any server every time before running the script, and multiple objects of similar type can be extracted at a single request, which we discussed earlier, like checkbox example. It is talking about it. So Selenium WebDriver came into the picture to resolve the challenges which was in ARC. So let's talk about how it works. So Selenium WebDriver interact with the native browser code. So let's talk about how communication is built. If we talk about Firefox, Firefox is written in C++. Firefox is a product of Mozilla. There must be some code to design Firefox and its functionality, and there must be some API as well. So give an example of API. API is basically when application talk to each other without any user knowledge or intervention. Let me give you an example. So let's talk about a website called Book My Show. When we are going to book a ticket, and when we reach to do the payments against our book tickets, then this Book My Show website or AP or the application takes us to a payment gateway, which is of with different third-party company. So as you would have noticed as well. So this payment gateway can be of RuPay. They will be taking you to the uh, bank payment gateway you have opted for, like Axis Bank or any other. So that bank or that payment gateway is not sharing any internal code with the Book My Show. It is just allowing their feature of payment, and take the user back to the website again, as as the credentials of their card are being verified. They just take you to back to the Book My Show website, and um, give you if it is booked or not, that message. So in between that, API was the one which was doing this interaction, and this API was basically provided by the payment gateway to the Book My Show to use their functionality, and does not allowing to give their internal code or access to the database. Similarly, Selenium WebDriver uses API to interact with the browser. So like we have gecko driver.exe, which is an API to interact with Firefox driver, and Chrome driver.exe to interact with Chrome. So like I have given Java here, as we are using Java. for example, and this Firefox driver is a class which is written in Java, is hitting an API which is Gecko driver, right? And which is allowing us to interact with the Firefox driver. So we are not basically getting access to the internal code of the Firefox, but getting external access to this browser just to get the uh, just to solve our purpose to get the object value ID or other things. In similar way with Chrome driver class, uh, the methods they have has been requested uh, to the Chrome browser via Chrome driver.exe, which is an API. So API plays a major role between this. So this was the invention comes up with the WebDriver to overcome the issues of remote control JavaScript injection. So coming to the last version of Selenium, which is Selenium Grid. Selenium Grid is for running your test cases on remote machines, like sharing your a big list of test cases you have. For example, you have thousands of test cases. You can just distribute all those test cases over different machines, like so that it will take lesser time for the execution, and you can cover different operating systems, different browsers as per your uh, testing scope. So Selenium is a kind of architecture we have which has one main machine named as hub, and we have other connected machines called as node. So this is how it works. It is in the next slide I have given. Like this is, for example, a machine which will be taking which where the script is written, and we can just connect these different other machines with this hub, and the script is written over here, and you can just distribute all your test cases within these nodes, and parallelly or sequentially it will be running over the nodes and giving the output to the hub. So it is used to distribute a test case execution on multiple platforms and environments concurrently, and it allow running test cases in parallel, thereby saving test execution time, as I just discussed. So like we can take different operating systems as well, different browsers as well over the different nodes. Like for example, this node is of window. Node is like machine only. So this is the window desktop. This one is the Mac machine. This one is a Linux machine, and other. You can take so many things. And same way, it is getting uh, running over. This one is running. The test cases are running on Internet Explorer. On Mac, the test cases are running on Safari browser. In Linux, we have opted for Firefox, or you can go for multiple browsers as well. It's basically distributing your test cases on the multiple machines, so saving your time, and you will be covering as much test cases over different uh, platforms, which is quite good. A project of a Selenium will be including not only Selenium but so many other APIs. So so Selenium WebDriver will be automating the website. You will be writing the different steps to automate different web elements in the web pages and further in the websites. So it will be doing that, and there are other lots of things which is required in the project. So for creating the test cases, we have test ng, or You can take JUnit and unit. So these are the basically of framework which help us to design the test cases. So we need to create logs for each and every step as well. So just to um, get in case we get stuck somewhere or get an issue, so we can just easily get identify the issue with the help of logs. So for the logs, we have in case of if we are using Java, then we have log4j API which we can download. That is also free, and we can just add it in our project. We have we need to create reports as well to be shared with the team. So there are report. So these API are used to create reports. So whatever we have come up with the conclusion or output need to be mailed to the team or the respective person. So we need to use any mail item as well. So we will be using Java mail for API for mailing. We have JDBC, so many APIs we can just add as per our project requirement. So you can easily get the APIs from a website. Any specific for any specific purpose, like you can find Selenium, even Selenium as well over here. So this is Selenium Java, so the Selenium API, like log4j we talked about, and just add it in your project. That's all for this video, and keep in touch with this channel, and we'll be updating so many other things about Selenium and other associated things. Thank you everyone.